Hey everybody, welcome to the Godbold Unlimited podcast. I'm your host, Lee Godbold. Appreciate you joining me today. If this is your first episode that you've watched, glad you're here. I do want to tell you a little bit about me. Again, my name is Lee Godbold. I'm the founder of three small businesses. The first one is Junk Doctors, Junk Removal and Hauling. That is a junk removal and demolition company in North Carolina. We have Junk Removal Authority, which is a marketing and consulting company for the junk removal industry. And we have a manufacturing company called Specialty Truck Bodies, where we actually manufacture the truck bodies for the junk removal trucks that remove junk throughout the country. Appreciate you joining us today. Those businesses as a whole do about $5 million a year in sales, and we've got goals of hitting the $10 million mark next year. The reason we do these podcasts is because there's many mistakes that we've made in the past and many decisions we've made in the past, both right and wrong, that you can probably benefit from, and I want to bring that to you. Also, as we go along the journey of growing our businesses, we hope that one day you're growing yours as well, and many of the lessons that we learn and the decisions we make and the choices we have to make, hopefully they'll help you out later on as well. So right now what I want to talk about is something that we're going through pretty thoroughly or expansively or whatever in our businesses. As we've reached that $5 million mark and we want to go from 5 to 10, it's very reliant on getting enthusiastic people, smart people, people willing to learn. It's getting those people to improve and to take ownership of what it is that they work on. It's allowing them to sink or swim. For the first 10 years that I've been in business, oftentimes we semi-empower people, but I was always there just making sure that my hand was on every single little thing that got done. Oftentimes that was because I believed, and many times it was correct at that very moment, but I believed that I was the best one to be making that decision. I was the most knowledgeable one for that particular subject. And it was my company, and ultimately I wanted to make sure that it was going to be successful. So I really thought that I was the best. And you can build a decent sized business. You can get to $3, $4, $5 million a year business maybe off of doing that. But to go to where we want now, it's going to require people that are taking ownership of what it is that they're working on. And this doesn't have to be experienced people. So the companies we have, for the most part, have not been built off of people that were brought in ultra experienced doing what they do now. Many of them we hired simply because they had a great personality and great work ethic, and they wanted to learn. And those are the individuals you want in those positions many times. It depends on what you're doing, but if what you're doing isn't super complex, if you're not designing rockets, you don't need people with experience building rockets. If there's things that are simpler that you have processes documented on, oftentimes it's great to take a hungry individual, start them out at the bottom, them learn throughout your system and learn from the people under you. And then what happens is you get somebody that's not bringing in any bad habits, and you're getting somebody that's very enthusiastic and very appreciative for what you've brought to them. So in our business right now, what we've got is, for the first time ever, we're having a dedicated HR position. So in the past, I've done it, or Shane's done it. It's generally been one of the two others, or Christian with Junk Doctors, which he'll still handle Junk Doctors. But for Junk Removal Authority, for the first time ever, we have a dedicated HR person. This individual is not experienced in HR. So she's got no HR background whatsoever. But the way we handle that, essentially, is she expressed interest in HR, and we had a conversation and said, all right, if you want to take this, that's great. We're going to give you through March 31st to meet these objectives, which we have several roles that need to get filled, to make sure that we're in compliance on all of our employee documentation, we're doing all that right, and to essentially have a very good understanding of human resources by March 31st. And that date we kind of call Judgment Day. So she knows she's got essentially 3 months to get up to speed on what it is that she's doing to get to very, very, very good status, and to still be improving so eventually she can reach expert status. So what's occurring there is we're taking somebody, that great person, enthusiastic, always at work on time, willing to do what it takes, and hungry. And we're giving her the education materials in terms of courses. We're giving her the space and the time to actually learn. But we're also making it very, very clear that what we expect here is we expect really, really good performance, great performance, excellent performance. If you get to really good, we want you to eventually get to excellent. And you'll be rewarded as you move up that performance level. But if you don't reach that really good point by March 31st, we call it Judgment Day for a reason. So it's giving them a deadline. It's making sure that they understand where they need to get to, but at the same time, it's giving them the space to accomplish what you gave them. So you can't micromanage them at this point. At this point, you need to be there as a facilitator, as somebody that's offering advice, and this is why you should probably go this route. And that if they have a great idea they want to give a shot, you can't shoot it down. Let them try it out. And when that occurs, you as an entrepreneur, I guarantee you fail at stuff. I failed at plenty. So you need to give them the space, and you need to allow them to fail and to make mistakes, and allow them to bounce back and be successful with it. And then you just make that judgment come that judgment day. We've also got on our end, we've got a young lady been with us about 3 or 4 months with our video department. Extremely good editor. So a lot of these videos that, if you guys have seen our video training series and all, if you're one of our JRA customers on the video training series, probably 50% of those videos she'll will have edited. What we need right now, though, is we need somebody to kind of become our resident funnel expert and lead our email marketing campaigns. We had a conversation today, and with enthusiasm, she attacked, saying, "Yes, I want to do. I want to do this." It involves video, it involves creativity, and I'm confident she's going to do well with it. First thing we do, we give her the materials to be successful with it. We give her the objectives of what needs to get accomplished. We give her a deadline. And then we're just going to help facilitate her along the way and root her on and cheer her on and give her whatever's needed for her to be successful in that particular role. So I love the saying, let them sink or swim. I think in businesses, sometimes you can go either direction. Sometimes if somebody doesn't perform at all, you have some business owners that just cut them loose immediately without actually giving them the time. And to me, we've made some fires before that we let somebody go simply because they weren't performing. But the thing is, they didn't have the desire to improve. We'd address something and they didn't improve it. They weren't super enthusiastic. There was other things. They were showing up to work late. They were leaving early. They weren't getting along and they weren't conversing with the rest of the team or kind of fitting into the culture that we wanted to build. And the performance wasn't great, so we cut them loose. But if you take somebody that's enthusiastic, that's willing to learn, that's doing everything they can to go above and beyond, that individual, mistakes can be made, time needs to be given for them to be able to learn. And when you see them put in that effort, praise that effort. The results, praise results too, but somebody can control their effort better than they control the results that come. It's not being said that results aren't important, because they are. Ultimately, it's results that truly, truly, truly matter. But you take a smart person that's putting in a lot of effort, they're going to be successful. It's up to you to give them that space, give them the resources, give them the time, and give them the commitment, and kind of push them along or pull them along to help them be successful too. I suggest that you think about ways in your business where you've got smart people or enthusiastic people that are willing to learn, and you challenge them to take ownership in that type of position. Take that mostly off of your plate as the business owner. Because as soon as you get that off your plate, you're going to be able to focus your time and your talents on something else that's going to drive your company forward. Appreciate you watching the Godbold Unlimited podcast. Again, I'm Lee Godbold. Please subscribe to our channel if you like what you hear. We're putting these episodes out daily. And if you're on YouTube, give us that thumbs up. Thanks for watching, everybody.